What is up, beautiful people? I am Nicole Denise, and I want to say welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've already been over here. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for all of the feedback and the love that I've been getting on my last couple of videos, like my video on anxiety and the one I shot last year about being an introvert. OMG, you guys are going in on those videos, and I really appreciate the feedback and the conversation that we're starting in the comments, because that was the whole point of why I wanted to start a YouTube community in the first place, to have like a place where people could kind of converse about different topics and different subjects. And these kind of sit down videos are my favorite to film. So with that being said, number one, I just want to address, I did hear that you guys want me to do a follow-up to the anxiety video and give you some of the tips and tricks that I use to combat anxiety in my life, and understand that it's coming. I just want to make sure I'm very conscious about the kind of advice that I give out to people, because I want people to understand that advice is not a one-size-fits-all remedy, especially when it comes to things like anxiety or mental and emotional type of, like, I don't want to call it an ailment, but just dealings that we deal with in life. I'm very conscious about the type of information that I put out, because I know that people take my word for things. So with that being said, it's coming. But again, I'm just going to give you guys tips that I use, but not necessarily saying that it is a one-size-fits-all remedy for you. So with that being said, this video is going to be kind of interesting, because it's kind of like giving you like a little deep dive into my mind and how it works. And usually when I get these ideas to do something, especially like for videos or like to have a conversation in general, it comes from a dream. So I had this dream, and I'm the type of person, my journal stays by my bed, because I herp and I wake up and I write down my dream. So that is a practice that I've been doing for many years. But nonetheless, today I had a dream, and then as I was meditating on the happenings in the dreams and the things that were happening in the characters and the message and stuff like that, and the interpretation that I got for the dream, I realized there was something that everybody is kind of searching for in this realm of wanting to be successful. You know, everybody talks about success and making it and living the dream, you know, being the best version of themselves, or living their best life, you know, traveling the world, being outside, like whatever your goal, your big goal looks like, everybody has this idea of success for them, right? But then there are very distinct categories if you were to look at the people going after success. And those distinct categories are usually those that make it and those that don't make it, you know? And again, there's a bunch of gray areas. There's a bunch of factors that go into whether or not someone makes it or doesn't make it in your eyes versus their eyes versus the world's eyes versus, you know, there are always factors to everything. So what I'm about to talk about is not black and white, except though, I think I found the one answer and the one thing that will always guarantee you success in life. I call it the it factor. You know, everybody's looking for this it factor, the spark, the thing that makes you your millions. It makes you the fame that you desire. It makes you the family that you want. It gives you the lifestyle that you desire. I just feel like I found in my meditation after this dream, I found and I realized what the thing is. And that's what this video is about. This video is about the one thing that will always set you apart and set you up for success. Now, before I get to it, because I can't just blurt it out and give it to you right away. Before I get to it, I just want to say this. Success has many definitions, okay? People define success by a lot of different factors. For some, it's being a millionaire. For others, it's being a mom. For the next person, it's being the CEO of a company, or, you know, ranking the highest in their job, you know, whatever their position is. So success can look like a million different things for a million different people. So the first thing I would ask you to do before you even worry about the one thing to get successful is to define what success looks like for you. Now, for me, when mentors and therapists and people in my life just in general would ask me, well, what is success for you? That was always a hard question for me to answer. And I want to know if it's difficult for you too. But I realized why it was such a hard answer, why it was such a hard question for me to answer was because I was comparing my success stories with what I actually wanted and what I was marketed to supposed to want. Does that make sense? Because there's a very distinct difference between what I think is successful and what I want as success in my life and what media or friends or different ideals that I was raised under, what those things say are markers of success versus what I actually want for success. Like, for example, this is a big one and it's going to be controversial, and it's okay because I'm open to controversy. There are people in this world that really believe that if a woman is not married and does not have children, she is not successful. You would, I can't even count the number of men that come to me. They're like, oh, you're perfect. You're the perfect package. You're beautiful. You're articulate. You're smart. You have your own thing going on, this and that. And then I tell them, they're like, oh, how old are you? Like, oh, okay, you're a good age, whatever. So I check all the boxes. And then they ask me like, why you single? Why you don't have no kids? You never been married? And then the next question that follows is, what's wrong with you? Because in the minds of a lot of people in this society, a patriarchal society, side note, a woman is only defined by her dependents, so to speak. So she's only defined by her husband as well as her children and her offspring. So if you have a woman like me who decided many years ago, but has only decided to openly share this in the more recent years of life, that I am the resident auntie / rich godmom of the community, I am not necessarily one who wants my own children, and it's been that way for a long time. Like, even when I was younger, I would have these visions of my house, like, with lots of kids and lots of, activity with the youth and stuff like that. But it was never like, I didn't ever birth those children. I always saw it as like a big ta-da in my house, and then all the kids eventually go home because Nicole likes quiet. You get what I'm saying? And it was so funny when I finally admitted it in my therapy session, and then I was talking to my sister about it after the therapy session a couple years ago, or last year before last, one of them. And she was like, yeah, Nicole, you've always been that way. So like, why is this like what's the word? An epiphany to you? Because we always knew that about you, girl. Like, we knew we was gonna have the kids, and the kids gonna come to your house, and you gonna have all the great events. You gonna have all the fun, but it ain't necessarily your kids. Like, you didn't birth those kids. So, but to say that in a society that deems a woman's purpose as having children and being married, and then openly saying that that is not success to you specifically, that can open up a whole can of worms, which is why it's very important to know thyself. And that is something I always profess. That is something I always preach. That is something I always give away as my offering to other people. Be very specific about knowing yourself and studying yourself and being understanding of who you are as a person. Not who people say you're supposed to be. Not who people say this black woman from the South with an education, with these types of looks, with this type of background, not who she's supposed to be, but knowing who you actually are. Because people will categorize you quickly. They will tell you you're this quickly. And if you're not strong mentally and you don't know yourself innately, like tap into that person and know who you are, you can fall into traps. I've been several different versions of myself trying to live up to the expectations of others until I realized, like, nah, I'm cool. Nicole as she is we good. We good. Nicole as she is, we're okay. We're good. So with that being said, I think the first thing you need to do is define what is success for you. For me, it's not being married and having kids. It's not. And I'm not saying I don't want marriage. Yeah, I would love a husband. But I definitely am not into the idea of just giving birth to children for the sake of fulfilling some societal role. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the wrong reason to bear children. Like, I would love to bear children from a place of, this is me and my husband. We want to bring life into the world. You know, we feel like we could give something to the next generation by creating it. You know, that's creating life in that space is beautiful. But creating life for the sake of others saying, oh, she has a child, or oh, she gave her husband a baby, that's wild to me. But people do it every day. People do it every day. And I literally was crying in therapy saying, and where are the kids that I don't really want? Because I'm not meeting this expectation of what I believe the world wants from me, especially as a 30-something-year-old woman. Okay. So number one, define what success means for you. But really, number one asterisk, know thyself. That's the first thing. Know thyself. And from that space, define what success means for you. So, you guys waited long enough. I have the answer of what's the one thing that's going to always set you apart and set you up for success. And I think it's a big thing that people leave out nowadays. I don't hear the gurus talk too much about it. You know, gurus always have 5-step plans, 10-step plans. Just do this, and you'll be successful. You'll be a millionaire. You'll be able to live the life you want to live. Blah, 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 blah. Get up, you can do it. Discipline. You know how they be doing. You know how they do. But I realized in my meditation today that one thing that has really set me up for success and made me successful time and time again in my life, even as I change directions or pivot or do something different or, you know, decide or make decisions that lead me to different spaces and places. The one thing that is constant in my life is I have a righteous heart. I'm a good person. Being a good person will set you up for success every time. Now listen, I know what the world say. The world have all kind of gimmicks and sayings for good people. The nice guy finished last. If you too, they'll take your meet this for weakness. What else? What's some other? Give me some more in the comment section about the terms they have for good people and nice people and sweet people and kind people. They have a lot of negative terminologies and sayings and adages for people who just are good people. Now, being a good person, what does that mean to me? First of all, being good is not me being who other people want me to be. That's not my definition of being good. Because some people think that if she follows all the rules and she's meek and mild and she's quiet, again, those feed into the stereotypes of this like well-mannered, mild-mannered woman. That ain't me. I remember I was driving in my car the other day, a couple weeks ago, and it was something that had transpired. And I didn't know why I was getting so frustrated by it, me and this person's different reaction to the same situation. And I realized, I was like, because you're not a rule follower, Nicole. You don't follow the rules. You're a rebel. You always been a rebel in that sense. You go to the beat of your own drum regardless if anybody else is following you. You gonna play to the beat of your own drum. You gonna walk this walk. So when I say being a good person, it doesn't mean that I am well liked or likable or make myself likable to everybody. That's not what I mean. I mean being a good person from an innate and internal spiritual part. That means that my intentions are always pure. I lead with pure intentions. When I wake up in the morning, I thank God for another day of life and another breath in my body. And I go out with the purest intentions of living a great day. That's literally what I do. There are some people who wake up on the wrong side of the bed. They hate everybody. They hate their lives. They hate themselves. They hate, I try not to, and I'm not saying that you can't feel how you feel. I'm definitely not saying that. But I'm saying from that space, a lot of people are like, if I feel misery, because you know how the saying goes, misery loves company. If I feel miserable, everybody else that's in my space, in my way, or that I might encounter, they're going to feel miserable too. I don't live my life like that. I live my life as every day is a clean slate. Every day is a chance for something new. Every day you can start over, regardless of what happened yesterday, regardless of what you wake up to. You can still decide and you can choose how you want to proceed with what you have. You get what I'm saying? Or the cards you've been dealt that day. There's always a choice and a decision in that. And my choice and my decision is always to lead with pure intentions. Now, in a world like it is now, that's not the norm. That's not the go-to. That is not the required. And that's definitely not even the suggested. People are like, and listen, me and God have this quarrel all the time. I be trying to be cutthroat sometimes. I'm like, God, these people trying me. They don't understand that I know. They don't understand that I see them. They don't understand that I seen them a mile away. I know what they coming with. I know the games they playing. Let me just air them out. Especially in the society we live out where everybody want to, what's the word? What is it called? Expose. When people want to expose you, I expose such and such. Or I'm about to expose all of this. Because we live in an exposed culture right now. And it's so many things that I could expose and so many things that I could say. But at my core, how is that going to benefit me? Me exposing somebody else's dirty laundry or exposing their shiesty behavior or exposing, whatever, that actually says more about me than it says about the person I'm exposing things about. Because that tells that when I see somebody do that, that shows me when did you have time to gather all these receipts and information? How did that help benefit your life by doing that? And I'm not saying that certain things don't need to be exposed or things need to be brought to light. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying people that spend their entire life and livelihood on being the first to expose the news or the dirt, what does your life look like? Where are your goals and your desires in that? Because that just seems like you're focused a lot on other people and what they got going on. You get what I'm saying? So I make it my business to wake up every morning and to live my life with pure intentions. It is not my core intention to hurt anybody. It is not my core intention to hurt myself. It is not my intention to spread misery throughout the world or spread hatred or anything like that. Now I'm human. I am not trying to act like I am God, because I am not God. I am created in the image of God, and I am God-like in a lot of ways. But honey, I am human, okay? And if you want to tussle, we could tussle, because I'm a thug sometimes too. I play one on TV, okay? So don't get it twisted. But at the core of who I am as a person, I have a kind heart. I have an open heart. I have a very receptive heart. My heart is not hardened by the things that I've been through, the experiences that I've had. And I thank God for that, because a lot of people, because of the circumstances that they've been dealt in life and because of the things they've gone through, they grow bitter or they grow upset or they live from a place of just hurt, and like the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. And I thank God that my heart has remained open in spite of the hurt, in spite of that. So I really do think that the it factor that everyone is looking for when it comes to success is really having a heart with pure intentions. And I know people think that you can be taken advantage of if that happens, or you can go into things blindsided. But what I've also learned is because my heart is pure and because my intentions are pure and because I go into situations wanting the best for everybody in the situation, God always makes it so that it is. And if it isn't in that situation, God has a way of removing me out of the situation. There have been times that I have been prepared, dressed, ready to go to whatever event or thing or class or whatever, anything I was invited to, and then something just happens, something is off, and it's just like, no, you're not going to that today. Example, I remember I went to an event years ago. It was a Waka Flocka event because I was in media big time. You know, I was in the media. I used to do radio back in the day, but it was a Waka Flocka event I was invited to. Everybody, the who's who of Atlanta was there, right? I met Waka Flocka, very, very gentle spirit, very nice guy, super nice guy. Met a lot of people, met all the Atlanta, you know, celebrities that people would know. So you got your Ludas, I met Cat Williams, I always want to call him Cole off of Martin, but that is not his name. I even said that, that's how I know your name, not Cole. What is his name? I'm gonna put it down here, my bad. But another very genuine, kind spirit. Met them. I was there with my friend, and then all of a sudden, you know, we were there, we had a good time, and then I just got this feeling like, it's time to go. It's time to go, right? I kid you not. So me and my friend left. She was like, yeah, I'm ready to go too. I kid you not. Not an hour and a half later, we get home. On the news, there was a shootout at the thing that we were at. At the very event that we were at, shootout. Your girl wasn't there. I was there, but I wasn't there when all that happened. So that's what I'm saying. Like, God always makes sure that I'm good because my intentions are pure. I believe that. I believe that 1 and 2 go together. You get what I'm saying? I believe that I'm always protected. I believe that I'm always safe, and I believe that I can walk about this planet and go wherever I want to and be wherever I want to because I'm covered. And because God loves me. And because my intentions are pure. And my heart is good. Like, I just feel like you attract who you are and what you are. You get what I'm saying? I feel that to my core. Like, I feel that whatever you put out, you bring back. I think that's just law. Whatever you sow, you reap. If you sowing madness and miserable attitudes, you're gonna get that back. That's just like me throwing pear seeds into the ground and then wanting oranges. No, you're gonna get pears, baby. That's just law. That's just law. And I know that I've sown a lot of goodness. So of course, I expect to reap goodness. So with that being said, I think the it factor that everybody is looking for in order to get them success really begins with an internal deep dive. What's your heart looking like, baby? What's your intentions? What you really want from this situation? Why do you really want the thing you want? Is it because you just want to stunt on these niggas? Okay, cool. But after you do that, then what? And is that going to bring you the joy and the peace of mind that you really want? That's when we start getting into the internal work. Why? What is your why? People say, what's your why? People like, I do it for my family. I do it for this. I do it for that. But no, for real, why do you do it for you though? What's your reasoning for you? Not for everybody else and all your responsibilities, but why do you do it for you? And that's when you start getting to the core matter of things. And I think that is the it factor that everybody is looking for when it comes to success. What you think? Am I being too woo-woo? Am I out of touch? What's your take on the one thing it takes to be successful in this life? Comment below. I would love to continue the conversation. Let's see where this goes. Until next time, you guys, I can't wait for my next sit down because I got some good stuff coming. So y'all make sure y'all comment and y'all subscribe to this channel so y'all can get some more sit downs with me. Until next time, we are going to say, everybody with me?